What am I gonna do? I want to be here for my children. We have 2 months to live. Cervical cancer, or any cancer for that matter, is nothing to play around with. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we have a very serious video. I know we do a lot of fun videos, vlogs all around town, but today we have a very serious video. I wanted to come on here and make a video about cervical cancer, HPV, pap smears, and really urge my sisters, specifically my black sisters, don't be afraid to get your yearly checks, your pap smears. Do not skip getting your pap smears. Don't be afraid, because you know what? There's a saying that the elders used to say when we were younger. What was it? Prevention is better than cure, and I wholeheartedly believe that, because I feel like cervical cancer is something that can be prevented if the signs are caught early. Early detection is also something that contributes to a high survival rate when it comes to cervical cancer. So when I was younger, growing up, I was one of those people who was like, I'm just gonna die ignorant. Like, I don't want to know what's going on. I was afraid to go to the hospital. I was afraid to go get myself checked out, because I always thought they were gonna find something that would mean them telling me, oh, you have 2 months to live. Once I got married and had kids, I really took my health seriously when I was trying to have children. And it proved to be extremely difficult to even get pregnant, that's when I thought I have to take my health very seriously, because in the event that God does give me children, I want to be here for them. I want to be here for my children. My mom died when I was at a really young age. I was around 12 when she died, and that's a pain that I don't wish on anyone. She didn't die of like health reasons or anything, but not having her in my life has greatly affected me, and that's not something that I want my kids to go through. So I took my health really seriously, and I found that I'm that person that I get like a slight headache that's lingering for way too long, I'm going to the hospital, because you know what? I want to know what's going on, and I want to be able to tackle it right where it is. So studies actually have shown that black and brown women are more likely to develop and die from cervical cancer than white women, which is why I really want to urge my sisters to get your yearly checks, because those can really save your life. So let's talk about like what causes cervical cancer. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about something called HPV, which is the human papilloma virus. It's a group of viruses that can cause some cancers, cervical cancer being one of them. And sometimes, so I talked to my doctor about this. This video is for educational purposes only. Like, I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor. I talked to my doctor and I got a lot of information from her, which is why I wanted to come over here and pass on some of the information to my sisters who might be, because I actually do know people who are afraid to go to the hospital and get checked. A lot of people clear HPV naturally by their immune system, but in the event that you don't, that it doesn't clear up by your next, because a lot of doctors do things differently. So let me just tell you how my doctor does it. You go in for your pap smear 1 year and you test positive for HPV. Mind you, keep in mind that HPV is the virus that causes cervical cancer in a lot of women. So the first year, she basically will tell you, we'll check in a year, hopefully your immune system has fought off, has cleared the HPV. In the event that your immune system has not cleared the HPV, we're gonna go ahead and do a colposcopy. So a colposcopy is a procedure that allows your doctor to check for abnormal cells in your cervix. and precancerous cells that can go on to develop into cancer. So your doctor is gonna go ahead and do a colposcopy, and while she does the colposcopy, I'm gonna insert like a little video, so because I just had a colposcopy a week ago, which I got my results yesterday. And God, when I tell you I was praying for a whole, I mean, I pray already on a regular, but I really was like, God, what if this comes back as something I don't want it to come back as? But I just had a colposcopy last week. So basically what they do during a colposcopy is she's gonna take some tissue from your cervix, and y'all, if you see the scissors, ooh. So she administered some local anesthesia and took some tissue from the cervix and then sent it out for a biopsy. So once the tissue is being sent out for a biopsy, they're gonna see if you do have, because sometimes the cells in your cervix can just change, you know, sometimes it could just change. It could be due to pregnancy, diseases, it could be a number of things, but just to be safe, it is, you know, advised to just, you know, get a biopsy to make sure that it's nothing serious. So she took a sample and then sent it out for a biopsy. When they send it out for a biopsy, when your results come back, is either going to be, you know, that there is no evidence of like malignant tissue, or there is. Either you don't have precancerous cells or you do. In the event that you do have precancerous cells, I think they do, I forgot the term that it's called, they do a procedure where I think they like burn off the cells from your cervix. So I don't know if they do that the same day, or if you have to come back for another appointment. So let me go ahead and tell you guys my story, right? Because I feel like growing up I'm sharing this information because I feel like it's life-saving information. I grew up in an African household where you're not supposed to, you know, basically suffer in silence. You know, I mean, it sounds bad, but that's the best way that I can put it. I'm gonna turn 40 in about 4 months, and if I can share my story to 1 or 2 people to at least urge somebody to go to the hospital, urge somebody to get checked, or urge somebody to even want to make a lifestyle change in whatever area in your life that you want to, I feel like that's something I really want to do with my life going into my 40s. Like, I don't want to have all these things suppressed inside of me anymore, because I found that when you talk about things, it's like a big weight that's lifted off your shoulders. So last year I went in for my yearly pap smear, and even though I had a normal pap smear, it was positive. It was HPV positive, which HPV is like a really common thing, so it wasn't like alarming, or it wasn't like this big thing, oh my god, such and such. So my doctor advised, she was like, we're just gonna redo the pap smear. So I asked her, what does this mean? And she was like, it just means that the cells in your cervix changed, and we're gonna do the pap smear next year, which was June of this year, and if it still comes back positive for HPV, we're gonna go ahead and do a colposcopy, and then we're going to take some tissue to send out for a biopsy. Depending on the results that we get determines what we're gonna do going forward. So it was scheduled for, so I had my pap smear in June of this year, and it ended up being positive for HPV again. My immune system didn't fight it off, so she was like, she scheduled a date for the colposcopy, which was maybe like I think it was July or so. Some circumstances came up which didn't allow us to be able to do the procedure in July, so she pushed it to October 20 something, which was last Thursday. So I had the colposcopy last Thursday, and when I tell you, y'all, let me tell you, like, I was telling her that it was painful, even though she did put some local anesthesia. My tolerance for pain is like minus a million, okay? My doctor's like, you had 2 C-sections. What are you talking about? This is like, this is nothing. But my pain threshold is like the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. Okay, so she put this long scissors, she did what she had to do, everything. She looked in with the mic, because she had a microscope in the room, so she looked inside. Like I said, I'll insert the video so you guys can see. And then she took the tissue and then sent it out for a biopsy on Thursday. So I get a notification yesterday stating that your results are available on the chart, the patient chart. So I logged in, and lo and behold, thank you God, thank you Allah, always comes through for me. It was completely normal. It was just a random cell change. The cells in my cervix is randomly changed. No, you know, precancerous cells, no cancerous anything detected. So I'm pretty much okay as of right now. So I did go ahead and ask her, so what if during my pap smear next year it comes up positive for HPV? Do I have to do a colposcopy again? And she said yes, because that's the only way she'll be able to detect precancerous cells, and that's the only way she'll be able to, like, you know, remove them. Before I even had this procedure, like, I had all kinds of things going through my head. I was like, Lord, what if this happens to me? Like, what if, you know, like, you know, it's so many things going through my head, but thankfully I'm okay. There's nothing wrong, thank God. So I basically just wanted to use this video as an opportunity to urge my sister to please get your pap smears. There's nothing to be afraid of. Cervical cancer is something that it's treatable if caught early, and it's prevented. It could be prevented if you keep up your yearly checks. I wanted to quickly say as well, a lot of people are afraid to go get checked because of lack of having insurance, or if your job doesn't provide insurance, or you're not currently working, or whatever the case may be, and you're afraid to go get checked because you're afraid of getting a bill. I suggest you looking into whatever state that you live in and see if you can qualify for the state insurance. If you live in Connecticut, you can go to Access Health CT and apply for state insurance, or for if you don't live in CT, you can Google whatever state you live in and see if you can find their website to apply. Let's take our health seriously. Thank you. So basically that's what I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about. Thank you so much if you watched till the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in another video. Please, 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 I'm literally begging you, I'm literally begging my sisters, go and get your pap smears. If you feel like something is wrong, go and get your pap smears, okay? You can save your own life, okay? Don't be one of those people that I was way before. Don't be one of those I'm just gonna die ignorant people, because no. Go and get your pap smears, please, please, please. Cervical cancer, or any cancer for that matter, is nothing to play around with. And if you have the opportunity to be able to catch something early, like, why would you not do that, you know? So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and I shall see you guys in a future video.